Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome our Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Moyn Islam.
Thank you guys, thank you. Today, I really want to talk about something that I've never done before. The 3 pillars that we have here in B, that is at the core of everything and how we do everything. And that's family, foundation, and resilience. These 3 pillars we have is embedded in our DNA. This is behind everything we do. So I want to take you back to the journey before we started in this industry, before we had this beautiful company, B. Just in this January, we had this beautiful Cancun retreat. How many of you guys were there? And right after that, for the first time after 10 years, I attended a wedding invitation. I responded to a wedding invitation. After 10 years, since we got involved in this industry, we said, forget the weddings, this is it. And so it's the first time I said, you know what, I will go. So we went from Cancun to this wedding. Me and Hassan, we both went. And something really interesting happened in that wedding that I've never experienced it in my life before. So when I went there, I saw a lot of people. Nobody in that place knows who we are other than the people who invited us. They introduced us to a couple of individuals, and they were grandpas, the older people. And soon as I introduced myself, they said, oh, who's your dad, where you from? And soon as we said that, that person was like, you are this person's son? And then they went to introduce me and Hassan to other individuals. And every one of them was treating us like we are some sort of celebrities. Bear in mind, they have no idea we have this international company. They have no idea who we are. The only thing they know, who was my dad. And they were excited to meet us. And for the very first time, they were telling us, your dad was this, he did this, I know him. They're talking about the things that he has done for his community, for his people. They're not related, but they know him. And to me, it was so interesting because it was really heartwarming. Because it's the first time I met somebody who met my dad in person, in real life. Until then, I've only heard from people a lot of great things about my dad, but I've never met anyone who actually met him, who actually knows him. And to hear what he was able to accomplish in his lifetime. He was a businessman, he was a family man, and he took care of his community. He always put people first. That's how people know him of. Many of you guys don't know this, but I never met my dad. When he passed away, I was only 6 months old. And Hassan wasn't even born that time. My mom, on the other hand, she couldn't read or write. She was young, married to my dad. And when my dad passed away, he passed away in UK. So you can imagine for a young mother with 4 children. So we have, it's 3 of us, me, Hassan, Munir, and then I have another sister. And my mom, imagine she's hearing that my dad passed away. She doesn't really know what happened. And all of a sudden, we are in this situation where my mom is trying to figure out how she's going to feed us. Because she couldn't have access to any of the money or the asset that he left behind. She didn't know how to do anything, right? She didn't have education and so forth. And as years went by where she was struggling to put food on the table as a young mother, we have step families. And there was a time where my step family decided that since my mom is always trying to get help by herself, they decided without her that all of us should be sent for adoption. I was too young to remember everything, but when my mom heard that this was going to happen, what she did is that she made the decision that she wasn't going to allow that to happen. So she sent us through the back door. I think my sister was carrying me and my brother Munir was most likely carrying Hassan at that time. And we ran. We walked and we ran as long as we could so that they couldn't find us. And the idea of that adoption was not any kind. It was a kind where every one of us was going to be separated and given to different families. And so I grew up hearing those stories. But this one decision of my mom of not letting us separate became our foundation of our family. I still remember the day when we finally had a way to come to UK. My mom had to make that sacrifice because she couldn't come. So she had to make a sacrifice to let us go to UK without her. We came to UK when I was 10 years old and we, alongside my siblings, so it's 4 of us. I was very young. My sister was the oldest, so she became the mother figure in our family. And it came to a point where things were difficult where we were living. They didn't let us finish school. Very, very early on, we started to realize we needed to grow up fast. And I saw how strong my sister was. We didn't know what resilience meant, but she truly showed us what resilience means by her action of never giving up and believing that one day we can be someone better. I still remember when I started working when I was 15 years old. My first job was working as a dishwasher in the UK. My hands are dry, The chef told me if your hand is cut, you have to wash dishes without gloves because you're weak. That's the type of environment I was working in. But there was one thing that all of us had, and all of us started working. Hassan started working, Munir started working in restaurants. But all of us had something in us, which was never comparing ourselves with other kids. Never. We always thought we are better situation than we were when we were in Bangladesh, when my mom was fighting to get food on our table. So comparison was never in our books. We always worked towards the future. We said one day we're going to do the things that we want to do. One day it's going to happen. One day at a time. Becoming a better version of ourselves. Doesn't matter what people say. There are people who told us, you guys will never amount to anything. You will go beg in the street. You're lucky we gave you a job. All of that people have said to us on our face. We never took it to our heart. We said, we know who we are. We'll continue. We will be on our own 2 feet. And that's what we did. This is a picture of me working as a waiter, but I wanted to help the kitchen staff because I was like, hey, let me show you my talent for washing dishes. Because my handwriting was so bad, nobody understands. Whenever I would write an order, I would mess it up. So I really had to be friends with the chefs, so that I don't get fired. If you can see Hassan, he's like, just do it, And so this was the journey until the age of 23. When I was 23 years old, for the first time, I came across network marketing. Prior to that, my biggest dream was getting a good job working in an office. That was my big dream. Yeah, I met people who were successful, but I never saw that I could be one of them. In fact, it never occurred to me that I could ever be one of them. I thought we are who we are. We are victim of our circumstances. In fact, we are good. So we never compared ourselves with anybody. And we said, it's okay. We are better than where we used to be. But the biggest dream was, for me at least, to work in an office. And when I did that, I was like, this is the dream. Until I came across network marketing. And I was like, wow. You mean to say that you don't care where I'm from, what kind of education I have? I can be one of those people worth looking up to. I can be someone that could make an impact. If I just work the plan, I can be one of those people. Nobody's going to judge me from where I come from. This is such a huge thing for me because until then, I never thought I could be more. And for some people, yeah, it's just another opportunity. For us, network marketing is not just another opportunity. It's the biggest thing that has ever happened to our life that changed the direction of where we thought we could be. I still remember that I was like, I only have 3 people on my contact list. I cannot mess it up. They said, hey, don't do verbal vomit. Don't start calling people and sharing them about this opportunity. So what I did was I would go in the high street. I would look at anybody that passes by and I would say, you, come here. I want to show you something. I was this skinny guy, you can see from my picture, wearing suit from Primark. And I would present the opportunity. They're thinking, this skinny little guy telling me to come over here, he must know some kung fu. I must do it. I didn't care because I knew there were so many people successful within this industry and I thought I could be one of them. And so we started presenting home to home, meeting people in coffee shop. And then I introduced my brother Munir to the network marketing industry. So he was my first sign up. And it took me almost 2 months to sign me up because he was like, nah, let's do drop shipping online. Let's focus on the eBay business that we are doing prior to this industry on the side. So our upline, one of the leader, he was like, you have to come to the convention. We have the company convention, you got to come. And then we were like, yeah, but we don't have like the money. We just signed up. We already paid money. Now we're trying to recruit. I still remember telling my brother, hey, listen, no need to be demotivated. There's more people we don't know than we know. So it's fine. We keep going. Our upline, he told us, hey, don't worry, we'll pay for your ticket. So I said, really? He was like, yeah. Okay, cool, then we're coming. On the day when everybody's packing up and leaving, we're like, yeah, we are here. And they're like, okay, which plane? Right, which airline are you going with? I was like, what? I thought you booked our ticket. No, I booked you just a convention ticket. You gotta pay for your flight, dummy. Like, where's your flight ticket? We're like, what? So we had to find a way to grab a bus, to travel for many, many hours to get to a convention. And we were sitting just like you right at the back. And we realized, oh my God, this is not just an Asian thing. I thought it's only Asian people do this. I realized this is a massive global community. And for the first time, we had the big dream. And I know many of you on this room right now, you're here maybe for the very first time, and you're thinking, could that be me? And I'm telling you right now, it can be you, 100%, if you're putting the work to it. And I want to show you guys something because when we went to our second convention, and I'm going to show you a video. There's a video on YouTube, okay, that was uploaded exactly 10 years ago. 10 years ago on our second convention. I still remember, and this is a very significant moment. I still remember I said to myself, God, please, if I could just make enough money in this industry just to pay for my bills, I will do this for the next 10 years without any expectation. And this was our second convention, where I was so happy because for the first time we had people with us in a convention. Prior to this, we would go from one event to another event not having any guests. We are working every day. Every day we would wake up 7 a.m., go to bed at 12, sometimes 1, talking to people, going through trains, not having enough money to pay for train tickets. But this convention was a significant one because we had 20 people, almost 20 people with us in that convention. And we are just like you. We are just like you right now, many of you, on the audience. We took EasyJet to Rotterdam. I said to myself, never EasyJet in my life again. I'd rather take a bus. No offense. And I wanted to show you guys this video that we are still the same people who one day was in the audience thinking we can be one of those people. We can be the one. We can do it. People said you'll never make it. People said, why you're doing this? The hardest part, I still remember the hardest part is not knowing when we will make it. We knew in our heart that we are gonna make it, but we didn't know when that time will be. And we continued no matter what people told us. This is not gonna work. No matter whenever you go to any places, they would say, are you still doing this thing? We never believed in them. We believed in our dreams. We're sure about our dreams. And I'm telling you right now, if your belief is strong in this industry, you are gonna make it. If you believe in B, you are gonna make it. We created B for people like you and me. We know what you go through. We know where you come from. We never forget our roots. This industry has changed our lives completely. The dream that we had when we first started and the life that we live today is far bigger than we could ever imagine. Far bigger. There's no comparison. And I'll tell you the same thing today. That whatever dream that you have today, what you can achieve is far beyond you can imagine right now if you continue and if you don't give up. You keep on going no matter what the people say, no matter what the whole world says, as long as you know in your heart this is the right place, that's what matters. And one day, because of your decision, you're gonna change thousands of lives that you cannot even imagine right now. We couldn't imagine that we would be here 10 years from now on. No way we could have imagined. Thank you. After 7 years, You may look at us like, oh, these guys are founders, look at them, they're so successful. But we're the same people just like you. Same people. We haven't changed. We haven't changed. The reason we are here today is not because we said to ourselves, oh, let's become the founders so we can become more rich. No. We became successful as distributors, as leaders. And we realized, oh, this changed our life far bigger and better than what we dreamed of. And not only changed our family's life, like my sister doesn't have to work a single day of our life right now. This has been my biggest achievement. My mom never has to worry about anything. She can get whatever she wants. This has been our biggest achievement. And so we said to ourselves, we just want to be distributors, We don't want to be owners. I still remember one of my mentors used to be a founder of shareholder of a multi-billion-dollar company. And he said, guys, I don't wish my worst enemy to own a network marketing company. And I was like, wow, that's deep. Not that we are thinking of, create a company. So we never wish for it. We love being a distributor. But the reason we joined this industry from day one is be a home, be in a place, have a place of belonging. Our first company, we didn't join so that we can join another company. No. We said we want to stay in one place. We want to be focused. We want to build and be part of a legacy company. I want to build my account so that I can pass it on to my future generation. That's the industry that I signed up to. That's what I wanted to be part of. And this is why we had setbacks. Just like any other industry, you have setbacks. No industry is perfect, but this is the best industry. We know that. And so there was a point when we had setbacks, companies let us down. They didn't do their part. As a result, we lost our organization, we lost our team, and we're thinking, is this worth doing it? Because we can build. Once you acquire this skill set, you can build, and that's the beautiful thing about this industry. If you're here today and not here by the next convention, what you learn over here, no one's going to take that away from you, right? It's in you. And that's what I love about it. So we realized we can build this because we treated this industry like a profession, not like a hobby. But we need to be part of a legacy company. And so we're looking for that. And in 2018, we couldn't find it. We didn't want it to be part of a company that is just same old for the last 5 years. They have a good foundation on the surface, but are they going to innovate? Because if they don't, they are going to be left behind. They are going to disappear. We've seen how many companies go out of business this year. We've seen companies that did billion last year, they're out of business this year. So it's not about how much billions you have done in the past. It's about what you're doing today to prepare for a future that's changing really, really, really fast. And in 2018, this is where B was born, with the idea of building a home for people like myself, building a home for our family. So I tell people all the time, yes, we created B for a selfish reason first, because we didn't want to leave the industry. We tried, and we were like, no, we can't. This industry has given us so much. We cannot just leave. We got to be in this industry. And so we said, how though, right? And throughout time, our brother Hassan, give him a huge, huge round of applause, because without him, we wouldn't have created B, okay? That's the real truth. Because we wanted something that will continuously innovate, and we realized we need to be part of a technology company. And we realized that Hassan, he's incredible. Not because he's my brother, we understood his talents, And we understood his strength. So when we three of us sat down together, we are like, all of us have different strength. maybe we are the right people to do this company that we call home, so that we can attract more like-minded individuals who also want a home, not just for 1 year, not for 2 years, for the next 10 years and beyond. We want to create a legacy company. How many of you want to be part of a legacy company? And I always tell people is that when you say you want to be part of a long-term company, what does that mean? Because whenever you ask, do you want to be part of a long-term company? Yes, absolutely. How many years is that? Is that 1 year, 2 years, 3 years? And I'm telling you right now, if you're here in the company less than 10 years, don't come to us and say, thank you guys for creating this company. I want to officially and one more time thank every single one of you for starting with us in this company at the very early stage. You cannot thank us right now. We thank you for believing in us, that this is going to be a legacy company, for having faith in us. The day you can thank us is the day you've been in this company for 10 years and beyond. Because at that time, I know not only you change your life, not only you change your family's life, but you have potentially created a legacy for your future generation. And that's when you can come and thank us, and I would be so proud of us. That would be the moment. So for us, when we created this company, we said this company had to be a legacy company, and that means 100 years and beyond. And we said, how? How do you build a company that can last 100 years and beyond? And we really had to, look at companies that lasted for the test of time. And normally I share on my training some of the ingredients it requires for a company to sustain that most people are not willing to do. Most people are not willing to do because it doesn't bring the hype. Because what makes a great company that's going to sustain is not the flashy things. We said we're going to choose foundation over flashy things because foundation is everything. Before ideas, before product, before any of that, foundation has to be built correctly. So it's not what looks from the outside matters, it's what's built inside that matters. For the first 6 years, I will tell you, although I love being in the field, my priority always has been being in the corporate. Because it's not that companies goes down because they cannot bring sales. Because one thing I realize in this industry, if you can attract good leaders, they can bring sales. They have the skills, they can sell anything when you have the skill. That's the honest truth. But the reality is that if the company doesn't do their part, it's not in their control. One day, we get to be here to say that we outlasted the ones that didn't focus on the foundation. Network marketing is a business of heart. It's not a business of mind. We don't have an exit plan. It's not about how much profit you're making. It's really and truly about being here, outlasting for the next 10, 15, 20 years. And so we said, foundation itself need to build in a way that we can also not be killed by the competition. So we got to choose product, and we got to be intentional. So the products that we bring is purpose driven. They are not just for the hype. They're there for a reason. They are not there to impress. We are in the business of education. We're not here to impress. We are here to educate. Here's what I can tell you is that since we started B, we had our fair share of challenges. And every challenge that we faced, we always came out of it. And so what I realized is that resilience means you got to continue to move forward no matter the challenges. I know when you go out there, you are going to face challenges. You are going to face naysayers. But you got to be resilient. And the people who are resilient and brave enough to stay the course can become successful and achieve their dreams. And I'm telling you, you have the potential to do it. Every single one of you have the potential to achieve your dream. I can proudly say that if you want to grow fast, we are ready. If you want to bring 1 million customers in B tomorrow, we have the foundation for it. Many companies grow fast, but they cannot sustain. This is one big problem. With us, guess what? we have the foundation. How fast you grow, how big you grow, it's up to you guys, not us. And the reason I say this is because I see our responsibility is to make sure that you have a home to come to. And it's always there. Even if you leave, you can come back. We're going to be here, okay? We don't have to do billion tomorrow. We don't. I'm not going to go out there recruit leaders. You don't see me doing that. I'm going to stick to my role to make sure that we continuously innovate. As Sam sticking to his role, continue to do his job. Your job is to go out there and speak to people. That's it. Let us do the rest. And I truly believe, based on the leaders that we have, based on what we have already built, we will achieve 10 million customers by 2032. This is the goal. This is the goal, to have 10 million customers. Why we created B? This is the main purpose of B. It can outlive us. It can be here long after we are gone. That's the type of foundation and structure we have created within B. With that being said, I shared something with you for the very first time that we never shared. And I hope that you can see our heart, see our mind, where we come from, how we think. And these three pillars is the driving force with everything that we do. Family, foundation, and resilience. It's not that we will not have setbacks, but you can better believe that we'll fight with everything that we have so that you can call this home 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years and 100 years and beyond. Thank you very much.